Hello everybody. Hope our friends having a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening, depending where you are. More please be happy today. We're doing it again. They said it couldn't be done, but we are here at last, doing more gay. But yeah. Upside down. What are you talking about? So welcome in everybody. Thank you, Salem, for getting first. Welcome in, Mon. Hi. I can't wait for you to drain your phone battery. Sorry guys, I'm like very EP today. It's like cursing me right now, so I might be a little slower on the uptake today. But anyway,
I forgot.
Hey, Salem, you know I'm not refunding you because you know that I don't do that today. Like, you know for goddamn fact I don't do exercise stuff today, so I'm not refunding you. I'm so EP right now. Like, Jesus Christ, I'm being bullied right now. I'm turning everything off. Everyone introduce themselves first. I'll go last.
I'm Matcha and I play Armand, Cyrus, and Lena.
Hi, my name is Tenten Arsaid and I do all narration and voice Mimo.
Okay, I'm Brevi, and I voice Juliet, Gwen, and Mr. Kim. Oh, Moji's trying.
Oh no! Wait, what?
My name.
Uh-oh.
All right, I think I'm back.
Okay.
My name is Moji, and I voice Aspen, Pippa, and Tommy, and my internet connection is very, very sad.
Oh no, everything's EP, even the internet connection today. Did everyone say hi already? Is it my turn now?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay, hi, I'm Nur. I voiced Cello, Elijah, and Silver. I actually had my character sheet pulled up, and I just disabled everything, so stop it. Like, if y'all play with fire, you're not getting your points refunded. That's the rule here. The people know what I'm about, and they know I'm EP and tired on Tuesdays. How dare you? Anyway, it is we're on chapter
4.
This one.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah. Well, I was sitting at the library's front desk. Gwen and Tommy come in, accompanied by Gerby, of course. She did say that they'd be back again. The two of them come over to where I'm sitting.
I'm not jumping jacks for you.
Hi there. Sorry to bother you. I know this is a weird question, but the other day, there was someone here who played with my son while I was studying. But neither of us can remember who it was. Do you think you might be able to help?
Hey, actually, I explained my magic and how I met Tommy and Gwen a couple times, as well as Elijah. When I'm done, both of them look amazed.
Whoa. Can't wait to tell Dad.
That's certainly a lot. But you know what? I believe it. It lines up with the gaps in my memory. I thought I was just getting stressed out and forgetting things. I probably am, but I'm glad it's not the case here. Is there some way to keep from forgetting you? Especially if we've met so many times before already.
We exchange numbers, and I tell her that Tommy's always welcome to come hunt for bugs here. I just don't know if I'll be joining him. Talk to you later. Good night. I pressed the button to end the call on my phone and then gently set the device on my windowsill. Getting through the phone calls needed to make sure I'm not forgotten is more work than I expected. I'm glad that the people I've befriended are willing to put in the effort to see me every day. It's still such an inconvenience, though, and such a risk. For their sake, as much as my own, I need to try to find a better solution. Whether that means getting rid of my magic entirely or not, I have to at least know what my options are. I can't leave it all for Aspen and Julia to figure out either. I need to put my own effort in, too. While I'm not nearly as good at reading and researching as they are, there's still one idea that's come to my mind a few times. It's time to finally put it into action. Leave my phone in my room, I get dressed and slip silently out the front door, making my way to Mount Victoria. At the very edge of the path, I transform. Nose close onto the ground, I head for the tree line and the wild part of the mountain.
Oh, she's a huge fox now. She's so big.
Wanna knock it, bitch.
Whoa.
I'm rusty when it comes to tracking, and the sheer number of scents that assault my nose is overwhelming. I have to sift between them in my head while I run, disregarding the ones that I could tell are humans or other fabled or just part of nature. It isn't fun until I am far from any roads or homes that I finally catch what I'm looking for. That unfamiliar but unrecognizable presence. Honing in on what I can detect of Silver the Hedgehog's trail, I follow it as closely as I can. Sometimes the lead goes cold, but I pick it up again a few meters away, in a different direction. The path is windy and hard to follow. How does anyone live like this? You live like this, bitch? It doesn't feel as if the path is leading anywhere in particular, but I stay on it, keeping my eyes and ears peeled for any other sign of her. Finally, after picking up the trail yet again near the river, I follow until I reach a familiar spot and transform yet again. No way. It's been weeks, but traces of my den are still here. The weather has destroyed a lot of it, but the tunnel is only half caved in, and evidence of the holes where I buried my snacks or supplies remain too. Has Silver been staying here? There aren't any signs of life more than recent than mine. Still, her scent ends here, as if she just disappeared. Something rustles from over near the collapsed den. Even with the moonlight, it's hard for me to see, so I change back into a fox, straining all my senses to detect anything. I don't. Nothing but me and the wind. Changing forms yet again, I still get the feeling that I'm not alone. Hello? Closing my eyes, I listen for any kind of response. A footstep, or a whisper, or even a breath. All I hear is silence.
It's no use. Take
Oh, God.
this, pitiful.
Oh God, shit, fuck. The voice is just inches from my ear, like it's inside my head. I leap away on pure instinct, spinning around to face Silver.
I gave you so many chances and you failed every single one of them.
I don't know where she came from or how I didn't notice her, but she's here, slouching in the moonlight. Although I'm sure that, just like me, she could turn and run at a moment's notice. Or fight. I hope that's not what she wants, because I don't think I'd win. It'd be no use. How'd you do that? Sneak up on me like that, I mean.
I didn't even have to try. I see nothing has changed since last time. If anything, the human pet has only gotten more docile. Tell me, do they feed you scraps from a bowl as well?
It's a plate, usually. She certainly hasn't gotten any nicer since last time. But as harsh as she sounds, she remains at a distance, and I let myself relax a little. Now that I've had time to get used to her existence, she doesn't seem as intimidating. Even if I was more scared, I wouldn't want to show it like last time. Maybe it's because she reminds me of myself in some ways. Although her arms are crossed, one of her wrists shines in the moonlight, where her bead hangs on a strap. It's almost like looking in a mirror. We're as different as any two people can be, but just by existing, I feel some kind of bond with her. Something wild. Behind her shawl, I can see her eyes narrow.
So you admit it then. Perhaps it's for the best. A dog dreams of nothing more than its master's hand. You can close your eyes, forgetting what made you open them in the first place, and disappear.
Silver spits out her last words like a challenge, daring me to respond. Her eyes shine like her bead does. I don't respond, unsure how, not because she's made me question myself, but because I don't think she'd believe what I have to say. I feel like it's been ages, but really, it's only been a few months that I've been here in New Zealand. Not even a year ago. Didn't I feel the same way that she does? Telling myself I wasn't missing out on anything by being alone, chasing some dream for decades without even stopping to think about it, just dreaming my way through life. How could I tell her that? What could I say that would change her mind? I already know the answer. There isn't anything. Sometimes there are no right words.
I see you've forgotten how to speak as well. But tell me if you can, what was it you hoped to achieve by coming here? Is it the Iblis trigger? I could have
No.
left you chasing your tail in the dark if I wanted to, but you somehow made me curious. I fail to imagine the desires of a hound.
I unhook my necklace and hold it in one hand. The pearls make a soft sound as they bang against each other, but my bead clatters loudly against its neighbor. It's still glowing, same as this morning. I found the 7 Chaos Emeralds.
What? Surrender it to me.
Because I wanted to ask you something. If there was some way to stop our magic, stop people from forgetting about us, My fingers curl over the bead. I don't even have to see her face to know her reaction. She laughs. Just once. It sounds like a bark.
Ruff!
Oh.
You managed to
The bark.
surprise me again. I didn't even think you would be so shameless as to try and rid yourself of your gifts. Ignore them, perhaps, but to abandon them, you have outdone yourself, dog. Fitting that you wear it around your neck like a collar. As for forgetting, I can only guess at what you must mean. Don't think yourself the same as me. My magic is nothing like yours. I have telekinesis. It takes a different form in every one of our sisters. My sisters, I should say.
Then what does yours do instead?
I don't see why I should tell you that. A dog need not concern itself with affairs above its head.
That dog thing is getting pretty old, you know.
Then leave. I only choose to acknowledge you to satiate my own curiosity. It won't happen a second time. Goodbye, dog.
Quick as a flash, Silver the Hedgehog transforms, the glow of her bead lingering around for a moment in the air. Before her paws have all touched the ground, she's already running away. Soon, even her shining fur disappears into the night. I don't give chase. I never really expected her to answer my question in the first place. Still, I don't think this visit was a waste of time. Before I leave, I take a final look around my den. When I left here with Juliet months ago, I expected to be back soon. But since I never went back, I never really said goodbye. It wasn't much even then, it's even less now. Compared to some of the other hideouts I've made, I didn't stay here very long. Still, it's special. I have a hard time going back to sleeping in the ground instead of a bed again, even if I had to. Maybe it'll change in the future, but right now, I'm pretty sure that this will be the last den I ever make. Looking around, I'm all alone again, and it's silent. The birds that used to chirp and greet me in the morning are either sleeping or gone, still. Night-night, birdies! I whisper a final farewell before changing forms and dashing back to the library. The next morning, I once again keep my visits with Silver to myself. Breakfast is tasty as usual. And after a good meal, Julian goes to bed. At least Aspen and I on our own. Thumbs up. I stand up at the table and stretch, expecting Aspen to do the same. Time to go, huh?
Actually, Regina's having me go back to working a mid-shift on some days, so I don't have to go in until noon. I can spend the whole morning with you. If you want.
Of course I do. Why wouldn't I?
Oh no, I didn't mean it like that. Just that. Well, right. Sorry, just ignore me. I'm a little out of it.
That's fine. Don't worry. But I can't just ignore you either. What's wrong?
Oh, she's eepy too.
Aspen sighs and then shrugs.
Go sit up front and I'll tell you. You need to open the library soon, right?
Yeah? Wanna help?
I'd love to.
Most of the preparations are already done, but we find things to do. I organize the front desk, taking care of some of the clutter, while Aspen does a quick once over the shelves and fixes a few out-of-place books. It reminds me a little of my first day working here, when Aspen helped out. She's a lot quieter this time, although she keeps herself busy. I wait for her to bring up whatever it is that's on her mind, rather than trying to nudge it out of her. After a while, we sit down behind the desk where Aspen looks right at home. She casually unpacks her bag, setting aside a small hand mirror and a new notebook. Then she removes an envelope. It has a fancy logo at the top, but not one that I recognize.
It's waiting for me in the mail yesterday.
The plastic part of the envelope crackles as Aspen removes the piece of paper from inside. Frowning as she unfolds it, I watch her eyes as she reads through it silently before sighing again.
It's Dear Miss Beno. We appreciate your manuscript submission and commend success in completing a novel. Unfortunately, we do not find that it fits the criteria that we're currently searching for, and as such, must respectfully decline. Respectfully, Purple Penguin Publications.
Slapping her hand with the paper, she clicks her tongue.
That's it. Not even 50 words, including names. I doubt they even read past the first chapter.
Wait, they said no? Why?
As it says, it's not what they're looking for. I wish they would have given more detail than that, but I suppose I'm lucky to hear anything back at all.
They're totally gonna regret it in the future when your books are really popular.
Hope you're right. I was prepared for rejections, of course. Even Agatha Christie didn't get published until her second book. Still, I wasn't expecting them to come in so fast.
You sent it to a few different ones, right? Don't do that.
No, please don't do that.
Right. I made a list of my top 15 choices and submitted it all to all of them.
No.
It was going to be my top 10, but I decided maybe I should expand it some. Turns out that was a good idea. So far, 3 of them have already said no. This one's strung a bit more because Purple Penguin is the one I was hoping would say yes the most.
I'm sorry. I hope your other top choices still work out.
Yeah. Why I wasn't going to tell you and Juliet at first. I wanted to wait until I had good news to share. But not sure that'll be coming. I'll try not to be a downer, though. I knew there was a good chance that this would happen. Don't let me distract you from your work either.
Nah, you won't. Here, look at these. In an effort to cheer her up, I pull out some of the writing practices that I've been working on and show them to Aspen.
Oh, you've improved so much already. This looks great, Miho.
With a genuine smile, Aspen slowly flips through the pages. I know there's not much to see, since it's a lot of repeating the same thing over and over, but she still looks at every one.
Really, I'm so proud of you.
Thanks. Showing Aspen my attempts to learn how to write feels a little silly compared to her finishing a whole novel, but I can still tell that she means every word of praise. I'm proud of myself too. I don't tell her that a big part of my motivation is being able to read what she writes. I want it to be a surprise when I get there.
Okay, that's cute though.
From the very start, having Aspen in my life has inspired me to be a better person. Now that we're in love, it makes me want to try at least twice as hard. I want to be able to love her writing too. Even if those penguin people don't like it, I'm sure I will, because it comes from her heart.
Those dang penguin people.
I believe in Aspen, even if she doesn't. Just like she always believes in me. I want to do everything I can live up to that faith. Aspen sticks around for a while, reading a book from one of the shelves. I keep my nose to the grindstone all morning, using every free minute that I get to practice, only taking a break to say goodbye to Aspen when she leaves. Bye, Aspen. Even when it gets boring, which doesn't take very long, and even after my hands start to hurt, I keep practicing. One letter at a time. I'll get there.
Oh
God.
Going to the park? Oh, park's
Yep.
the only option. Okay.
But also, look at that icon.
Oh no.
Early in the afternoon, my phone buzzes as I get a call. I check it, expecting to see Juliet and Aspen, but I'm surprised, and not surprised when I see that it's Lena. Hello?
Miho, I need your help. What?
She really does need her help.
I need your help. It's an emergency. Like
Yeah, what's wrong?
Come to the park. I'll tell you there.
The call ends when Lena hangs up. I have no clue what's going on, but it sounds serious. I put on my shoes and hurry to the park as fast as I can. When I get there, I quickly spot Lena, her bright pink outfit making it easy, and her fucking swan wings. Lena, what's happening?
I'm lost. Oh, Mio, good thing you're here. It's a disaster. Cyrus asked me to be in a play with him. And I thought a play is a thing you do, not be in.
A play? Wait, that's it?
What do you mean, that's it?
I thought you were hurt or something. You said it was an emergency.
I mean, if it was that kind of emergency, I would have called emergency services, duh. But it is. I'll have to give him my answer soon.
I sigh and force myself to come down to Lena's level. I was expecting to find out someone was hurt, so I'm just relieved that it's not the case. Okay, I don't get it. Why is that such a bad thing? I thought you wanted to spend time with him.
I do, but that's a lot of responsibility. He wants me to play Siegfried, and and he'd want to be the White Swan.
I don't know the characters, but that seems a little backwards. Are you afraid you can't do it?
What do you mean backwards? Sort of. I'm afraid that if something went wrong, that'd ruin any chance I'd have.
Seeing Lena be so nervous about something is the total opposite of what I normally expect from her. Even during the other activities we tried, she always gave it her all. When do you have to give him an answer?
Like today, that's why it's an emergency.
Like that song by Paramore?
Yeah, crawling
Whoa.
in my skin.
That
This emergency will not heal.
what? Lena?
Yeah?
Whoa, can't you tell you need longer to think about it?
Well, it's already been a while, and I thought I'd make it up my mind by now, but I still haven't. What do you think I should do?
Look up Linkin Park and Paramore.
We're already in a park.
Just then, I noticed Cyrus himself walking up the path towards us. Hi, Matcha.
Oh, shit.
Oh, there he is. Lena turns to see him, then looks back to me with fright.
Oh, shit. Leave, I'm out of time.
She tries to put on a cool face as Matcha reaches the two of us.
Hi there. Sorry to bug you, Lena, but have you decided, yet or something? Oh, not yet. I'm still thinking about it. Sorry. It's a yes or no answer. It's already been a week, and the play is tomorrow. Nuh-uh. Not for another 43 minutes. Then it'll been a week.
Both Cyrus and I just stare at her.
Can you make up your mind in, the next 43 minutes, then? You bet I can! Okay. I'll just stand here and wait until you come up with it. I got 43 minutes to spare. Fuck it. Wait, for real? Do I look like I'm joking? I can never tell, really.
Cyrus sighs.
Look, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. I mean, it's not like I'm holding a gun up to your head to do it. But
Or
I
is
need
he?
to know. I could be. But I need to know so I can ask someone else. If not, I already have someone cast for all the other main roles. It's just Siegfried and a couple extras that are left.
Finally, he looks at me.
Sorry to interrupt your conversation, by the way.
It's okay. How's your mac and cheese coming along?
It's good.
We were just talking about you.
Haven't gotten a chance to eat it because I have 2 lines. Wait, you know who I am?
Yeah, we've met before. We were partners in that painting class.
What? I was trying to remember who I was paired up with. I have the picture I made, but it didn't really help much. I'm not very good.
Yeah, I had this magic where people forget me about me after a day if I don't talk to them again.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not here for trauma dumping. I'm here to find out if somebody's coming to a play or not.
I've had to explain this so many times by now that it just feels normal to talk about in streamers' chats.
Oh gosh. Really? I think I might have that too. Except for it's not magic. It's just called bad memory. How do you and Lena know each other then?
We do a vid call every day. I talk about my life, and Mio talks about hers when she can get a word in edgewise.
So far, that's only really half true, but I don't mind.
I see. Say, Miho, right? How would you feel about being a tree?
A tree?
Yeah, I mean, not in real life. That would be funny. In the play, I mean, there are still a couple of small parts like that I need to fill with a person inside of a tree.
Oh,
Lena's face lights up with excitement.
I like trees. We were planting some the other day. And if you do it, I'll do it
Plant trees?
in a fight. Right?
What?
What? What?
Wait. No. My immediate reaction is to say no. Being up on stage in front of a people's still a lot for me, no matter how much better I've gotten at talking. But it seems like it would be helping out Lena and Cyrus too, voiced by the same person.
What?
What would I have to do?
Standing here, I realize you're just like me, trying to make history. Oh no, stand there. Have you seen a tree before? I think you planted one, but I can't remember that canonically.
That's it?
That's it.
I sigh the heaviest sigh of my life. I hope I don't regret this. Fine. Both of them perk up, and I see an actual smile on Cyrus's face for maybe the first time ever.
Cool. I appreciate it. We're gonna be great. We're gonna be the best tree in the play. You're gonna be it. Haha, I'm not a tree. Hey.
This will start soon. Joy lost. I'll send you both the info. I guess I'll need to talk to you every day too, right?
Yeah, otherwise you'd have to ask me every time.
Fuck, that would get really complicated.
Oh, let's make a group chat.
Lena instantly pulls out her phone and starts tapping.
Oh, that's Zillow. It's funny. It's silly me.
What? I'm not sure.
Done.
I feel my phone shake in my pocket, and I see Cyrus check his as well.
Put a bomb in both of your phones.
What?
What?
Don't worry. That's just a phrase. Turn a phrase.
I've never heard that, but I guess that works. Anyways, thanks both of you. See you at rehearsals. It's kind of funny I asked somebody else to be a tree when I kind of am one, but I don't know. That might be a microaggression against myself. Sorry, Matcha, Cyrus.
See ya.
Bye. Cyrus takes off, leaving Lena and I by ourselves, and Matcha mind alone.
Thanks as well. I feel a lot better having someone else I know be there, and a tree. And now I know true trees.
No prob, although I'm not so sure about being in front of a crowd. Plus, all the other actors will forget who I am unless I talk to them too.
Well, I mean, that means if you make a mistake, everybody will forget, right? Like, not like in the way that you just tell somebody, but like actually forget. Maybe we could make a really big group chat. Well, I'm sure it'll be fine. You just gotta be an extra. You got a bigger problem if you're gonna have the speaking role.
Yeah, that's true. Have you ever been in a play before?
Nope. Oh, not since I was in school, but I know the story and the part, so it should be okay. Now that I've decided, I'm gonna do my best, and I don't even have to worry about, like, the Curse of Macbeth. We aren't even doing that play.
Now Now she seems more like the Lena I know, fiery and full of energy. That was a surprisingly easy emergency to deal with.
Did you know that if you put baby powder in your costumes, it'll help with the chafing? In fact, I'm gonna start practicing. See you soon. I got baby powder.
I wave goodbye as Lena leaves and grabbing a bottle of baby powder from the trash can. I'm not entirely sure what I've gotten myself into, but I guess I'll find out soon enough.
You'll find baby powder in the tree.
Not long after the sun went down, it started to get pretty cold. Clouds came in out of nowhere, and so did the wind. I find myself sitting in the windowsill, looking out before I go to sleep for the night. It's cozy in here, and I have plenty of extra blankets if I need them, and my heated blanket. My breath fogs up the window, but the cold stays on the other side, like how a window works. Up on Mount Victoria, though, in the trees and valleys, it must be miserable out there. I wonder where Silver is, and how she deals with the rain. Does she make a hole and burrow underground like I used to? Or does she find somewhere dry to sneak into? Like an empty shed or an abandoned house.
Don't theorize about my life.
She's rude and abrasive and hasn't had a single nice thing to say to me. I hope she's safe anyway. As the only other Gumiho I've met, I can't help but care about her. Just a little.
Don't care about me. No.
I doubt she feels the same way about me, but that's okay. She's listening to Limp Bizkit. I wouldn't either in her shoes.
Bullshit.
Still, I know how bad it feels to be stuck out in the cold, with everything turning into mud around you, or shivering under a tree that blocks most but not all of the rain. Wherever she is, I hope she's warm and dry. I wonder if that's the first time someone's wished that for her. Anyways, the next day, the rain has stopped, but it's still gross and wet outside. Dreary, as Aspen put it. Still as busy a day as ever seen at the library. My main job is stopping people at the door and getting them to wipe the mud off their shoes before they go in. I care a lot about it, because my secondary job is cleaning up mud off the carpet. The door swings open and a big cyclops stomps in, looking around. Hiya! Welcome to the library. Wipe your feet before you come in. Must be a cyclops. Anyone?
Remy?
Oh.
People spoke.
So many people spoke.
I got this. Pardon. I won't be here long. I don't mean to get in your way. I'm just looking for a friend.
Who's your friend? Just Cyclops.
You don't need to know that. No one. I'm sure he said he'd be here, but I don't see him. I'll try again later, though.
Oh, okay. Good luck. Hey, wait. Who's that other Cyclops?
No!
No, thank you. Don't tell that when I'm here. And I do apologize if I got any dirt on your floor.
Apologizing all the way back out the door, Cyclops leaves as quickly as he came, and then another one leaves moonwalking out.
No.
The door stays shut.
Oh, shit.
He's to find some fresh towels and rags. Once the entryway is as tidy as I can get it, I sit down behind the desk to work on my reading and writing. It isn't long before the door swings open again, but it shuts before anyone enters, and I can hear grumbling from outside. I believe that's... fuck, what's that her name? Let me see.
Mach.
Yeah, I think that's...
This is the first
I think
time we get to see the mouse.
I think it's Pippa. I mean, not Pippa, fucking...
Cella?
Armand.
Armand?
Yeah,
Armand.
that's
Let me-
Matcha.
I gotta get the vibe for the character.
All right.
1 sec. Processing. Got it. Come on, Pippa. At least hold the door.
And that's
I'm
Pippa.
protecting the notebook. You get the door.
Here, let me.
The poor door pops open one more time, and 3 kids in matching uniforms strut in. 2 of them, including one carrying a notebook, who must be Pippa, look around in awe, while the other girl approaches me.
Oh, hello there, miss. My name's...
Okay.
My friends and I here in New Zealand for a class trip.
Oh,
We're supposed
shit.
to research and put together a project on special place in Wellington. We're hoping you might have some suggestions for where to start.
Hey, I'm Miho, but I'm not really the best person to ask, really. I've only lived here for a couple months, but I know a couple people who might be able to help. One of them's at work right now. The other one also lives here at the library, but she's asleep right now.
Oh. Did you say she lives here?
And did you say also?
Armand, Pippa, please. I'm sorry my two friends don't know how to be so nosy.
Well, it's fine. It's fine. Juliet's, she's the one who owns the place, and I both live here. I have a room upstairs. It's entirely platonic, with her block of cheese upstairs.
What?
Sounds like it would be too good to be true. Like, think about it. You'd have like all kinds of books around for inspiration.
Or just for reading. It'd be impossible to get bored in a place like this.
You'd be surprised, but you guys aren't the first ones to say that.
Is it alright if we, look around?
Like, it's a library, you know. Like, they're meant for looking around.
It's still polite to ask.
Yep, it's fine. Let me know if you need help finding anything.
We will. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
The nosy pair head off to browse the books. Although they seem like carefree kids, I could tell they're handling the books with respect, as Juliet would say. The third girl, Cello, stays by the desk.
Miss Miho, since you're here, would it be alright if I asked you a few questions about your experiences?
Oh god. She has a notebook with her, although it's smaller than Pippa's. It reminds me of the ones Aspen always carries with her. Sure, I don't mind, but like I said, I don't know much about Wellington, or New Zealand at all.
That's okay. It's why I wanted to ask. I haven't lived in Normonia for very long, not even from the underworld. My family and I just moved there. I don't know if it's the same way as Armand and Pippa do. I hope that didn't sound weird.
I know what you mean, don't worry. I'm not from the underworld either. Go ahead, ask away.
Thank you.
She takes a seat in one of the chairs near me, tail curling around one of the legs. She's a mermaid.
Is there anything you wished you'd known before you came here?
Looking out the window, I can see my answer.
Whoa, there's like writing on the windows now. What the fuck?
I wish I knowed how rainy it was going to be. I wasn't prepared for it at first.
Do you not like the rain? I love it. Reminds me of being at home in the ocean.
She flaps her tail enthusiastically.
I wish it would rain every day. That was one of the hardest things to get used to when my family moved on shore to Ammonia. It's so dry, even with the canals. Is there anything that makes the city different from others you've been, or anything you miss?
That's hard to say. I've made more friends than I have anywhere else. Maybe it's something about the people. Everyone I've met has been really friendly, so there's not too much I don't have here.
Oh, that's good to know. It's not always easy for me to talk to people, so I've been worried about doing this report.
I'm the same way. I think you're doing just fine.
Thanks, Miss Mio. Did you ever have a project like this when you were in school?
Did you guys? Because I sure fucking did. Well...
I had a similar project, not exact.
I didn't really go to school, so to speak.
Were you homeschooled?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, I see. I have one more question. Do you have a favorite place in Wellington so far?
My favorite place?
Oh, what's your favorite place?
Yeah, chat choice!
Woo!
It actually affects their project.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Oh shit, no, they're visiting Wellington. Oh,
Yeah.
they're not. Ah, fuck. I gave the Kiwi accent to the foreigner.
They're just really excited about, really excited about visiting. Just go up and ask people, yeah. I had a project where I had to interview my grandparents. Well, my grandmas.
I had a project where I had to
Yeah.
fucking call a company and like ask them questions.
Ew, gross.
It was really funny. Yeah.
I
Anyways.
in college I when I was a journalism major, that was a project. I quit that though.
Let me roll a d20. Whee!
Wee.
Okay, so when it rolled first, when it like loads in, it rolled on a 4. When I rolled it again, it went on a 4. So Mount Victoria, I guess.
Okay.
Probably Mount Victoria. It's not too
Oh
far
wait,
away from
Mon, you can
Oh.
get the next one if there's another choice today.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can really see the whole city from the top. I lived there before, before I moved into the library.
What? You're homeless? It does sound really nice. I think it's hard to feel like you belong somewhere until you find a special place for yourself.
After writing down all my answers, Cello puts down her pen. Ash is playing Street Fighter 6.
Oh, he sure is. Maybe that's the problem, Street Fighter 6. No matter what, it's gonna be hard for us to write if we don't see anything for ourselves. Thanks for answering my questions. We're gonna be here all week, so I'll probably come back with more.
Anytime! Good luck with your project.
Thank you. I'll go make sure my friends aren't causing any problems either.
They're not, luckily, and after a while, all three of them leave the library again. Nice kids!
Is
Oh,
this
one
like-
of them.
oh yeah, only one choice. Library.
The lubba.
Oh my god.
Later... Later that day, while I'm working on my writing worksheets, the door opens and I glance out to see another kid entering the library. This time, it's Tommy, accompanied by his dad.
See any cool bugs lately?
Nope, don't think so. Have you?
Yeah. I saw a hoo-hoo beetle. I couldn't catch it though. I was very sad.
Oh, that's really neat. Hoo-hoo. I didn't even know what that is!
So you're the famous Miho I keep hearing about, huh?
I'm Miho. I don't know about famous.
You are a legend in our households, that's for sure. I have heard about you from Tommy and Gwen. I am Elijah, by the way.
Well, you already know who I am. We've met before, though.
Have we? I hear that is easy to forget.
Tommy waves a hand to get our attention before we start talking too much.
I am going to go look for more spiders yet again, Father. Fare thee well!
Do not cause any trouble now, okay? And don't touch anything that is going to bite you back, son. Goodbye, offspring.
I don't know how many bugs could be left in the library at this point, but I don't stop Tommy. I know he's pretty harmless, and that I don't need to worry about him, I think. Once Tommy and Gerby leave, I turn my attention back to Elijah. Anyway, we met each other a while ago at the Botanic Garden. I caught a bug by accident and Tommy wanted it.
Oh, so that was you, was it? I was trying to remember who we were with. So wait, that means you are the one who can see Tommy's friend Gerby, right?
Yep, I can see him right now, with Tommy. The Fabled is next to Tommy like always, helping him search for their 8-legged prey. When he hears me say his name, he gives me a jolly wave like Tommy did.
Oh,
Although Elijah's staring at the same spot I am, I can tell all he sees is empty space. Elijah pulls out a pen and notebook from his pocket, just like I've seen Aspen do. And Cello. Wow, I know a lot of people who have notebooks. He clicks the pen into writing mode.
what does he look like, if you do not mind? I'm doing research.
He's got a white body. He's got a white face, like you, and body with purple flower petals on his head and shoulders, and some green leaves for his hair.
Exactly like me.
Wait. He has eyes, but not a mouth, and he cannot scream, and he floats. Nodding, Elijah writes down everything I said.
That's exactly how Tommy described him. Wow.
Why didn't you think he was real? There's all kinds of fabled, you know.
I know, it just... Did you have an imaginary friend when you were younger?
I shake my head.
Well, I did, and Tommy's the kind of boy who would have one too. He's just like me. Not that Gwen and I thought that was a bad thing, of course, but since no one else could see him, we thought it was just pretend. Hearing he is real is still a shock.
Across the room from us, Tommy's creeping around on tiptoes. Gerby floats high above, using his aerial position to get a better view.
I am glad, though. Really glad. In fact, that is why I am here. I want to try and see if I can find anything in the books about a fabled like him. I am not sure why you're able to see him either. Other fabled haven't been able to. You are the first person I've ever met who can.
He frowns.
Unless I forgot them too. Oh, my memory. I need to write that down too.
Elijah's pen scratches against paper. In the quiet library, I can hear the sound clearly. Elijah seems pretty casual and relaxed, and so I feel I can ask him a question that's been weighing on my mind. One that I know isn't exactly polite to ask. Hey, can I ask you something?
I am an open book.
Why are you and Gwen getting divorced? I mean, I've talked to both of you, and you seem like you get along. The scratching abruptly stops. He taps the pen against the edge of his notebook a couple times while he chews his tongue.
Why the hell would you ask that of me? That is so rude, Mio. I wish to forget you again, please. I will leave for 24 hours. Because people change sometimes in different ways. Do not get me wrong. She is still one of the best people I know. We are just better off not being together. It hurts. It hurts really bad, Miho. Miho, you're reminding me of a scar that is not healing, a scab on my heart. But if we'd stayed married, it would just hurt more. Eventually, you have to rip the bandage off like you're doing right now, Miho. It is for the best for all three of us. I mean, Gwen works her butt off for him too. Me and her both still have the same goal, and that is to do right by our kid.
That seems rough for Tommy. And
It's
probably for the both of you.
It's
Question
rough for
mark.
me too, Miho. Every day I cry. And that is the hardest part. We are all still getting used to it, I think. You know what they say about time healing wounds. It has not been that long, Miho. Well, I am glad he's got a friend after all. Thanks for letting him play here too. Hope he's not too much trouble.
Nah. On, God damn it! Nah. I'd marry. If he was, I wouldn't let him come back. Elijah laughs.
I miss my wife, Miho. I miss her a lot. That's good to know. I am going to get a start on that research, which will distract me from my feelings. With any luck, you'll see me again with a few more books to check out.
Good luck with both things.
Bye.
So many of the people I know do research. I never realized that was such a popular hobby.
I'm back.
After a while, Elijah returns to the desk like he promised, with a couple books in his hands. One for research and one that says Divorce for Dummies. One of them is so thick, even Aspen would think twice about trying to read it.
All right. I only skimmed through these, but they seem promising, especially this beautiful book called Divorce for Dummies. Because, Miho, I am a dummy, and that is why I've lost my wife. So I'll take them home and have a look. I managed to find a picture of another fabled who looks kind of like what you were describing. Seems like they are not from the underworld, but so there's not a lot known about them. Would you mind if we keep in touch? Gwen tells me that that's the way not to forget you.
Oh wow, the first page of that book says get a prenup. Sure, that's fine. Just call me in the morning or night.
I didn't get a prenup. No, I failed step 1.
I'm already swapping numbers with a lot more people than I expected. Probably more than Juliet herself even expected. This time, as all of them leave, Gerby comes over and lands on the desk in front of me. He waves his petals at me, before spitting in a circle like a top. Then he bows and hurries off there after Tommy. Petal. Another fabled from somewhere else. Gerby may be a mystery, but for Tommy's sake, I'm glad he's around.
day to ourselves, finally. This has been one of the busiest weeks of my life.
Me too, but in a good way.
Of course, the best way.
Alone with just each other in the library, Aspen slides her chair closer so that she can kiss my cheek.
Do you want to do today? The world is our oyster.
Oysters. Want to get lunch?
But we just finished breakfast.
It's never too early to start thinking about lunch.
Get Red Lobster.
Laughing, Aspen stands up and offers me her hand.
It's a little early for that, for Red Lobster, but I could do with some fresh air. Care to join me for a walk?
Sure, I'll go anywhere you want. Her hand squeezes mine as we step outside into the daylight. Everything feels different and new when I'm with Aspen now. Something as simple as walking down the hill from the library, something I've done almost every day for months now, feels more special with her next to me. I've been expecting falling in love to be harder, or something that I have to push myself to do. I've been surprised by how easy it is. Like a dam that had been holding back a river, since I let myself open up to the possibility of being in love, the rest has come naturally. Simply existing around her feels nice. I meant it when I said I'd go anywhere she wanted.
Been a while since I've seen the ocean. How about a walk to the waterfront?
Sounds good. That's where the oysters are, after all.
It's where Red Lobster is. But not quite what I was thinking. But you know what? It's close enough. Let's see if I can remember how to get there.
Oh, I know the way. Want me to lead? I take us towards Mount Victoria and the beach, where other people smile or nod or wave as we pass them by, sometimes with a word of greeting too.
I can't believe you've only been here a fraction of the time I have. But you already know your way around so much better than I do.
I use a lot of that time to learn. Besides, navigating is second nature for me. I can do it without trying.
I'm glad, because I'm not sure if I've ever mentioned, but I'm terrible with directions myself. It's a good thing that you offered to lead, because I was about to take us in the other direction.
That would have been fun too. It would have been a surprise for both of us.
Yes. And for whatever poor person whose yard we wander into.
Don't worry, that's something else I'm good at. Not getting caught in people's yards. Aspen laughs.
Maybe I'd be better at it than navigating, at least. Do you ever miss it? That life, I mean.
Nah, I saw a pause menu though. She glances at me in surprise.
It was awfully quick. And you didn't even have to think about it.
I've thought about it a lot actually. Almost all the time for a while. But even though there are many things that I miss, there are many things that I have now that I couldn't give up, like this. I stopped walking for a second so that I can kiss her cheek, like she did to me this morning.
Very true. You'd better not give that up. Still, you got to avoid things like going to work and paying bills and all the other little things that most people wish that they could run away from.
People like you?
Absolutely people like me. I first fell in love with reading because it was a way to escape from the real world. A distraction from being alone or sad or anything else. Even if I couldn't live an exciting life, at least I could experience one through someone else's eyes and words. In those stories, there were often characters who remind me of you, going wherever they please, doing whatever their heart tells them to. Having wished so desperately to go from my normal, boring life to one adventuring, I would certainly understand if you ever wanted to go back to it.
I shake my head. You got it all wrong. What you just said about going where I want or following my heart, I'm doing both of those things right now. We're not too far from the water, but we're even close to the Mount Victoria. Looking up towards its top, I have an idea. Do you mind if we go up the mountain a little bit? I want to show you something.
The mountain? I'm not exactly dressed for hiking, or built for it.
God, same.
That's fine. It's not a hike. It's pretty easy to get to.
All right. Well, I'm up for it. Lead the way. Again.
Look, you just go up the incline of a mountain. We take the regular trail up towards the top, but before we reach the summit, I lead us off the path. This way. I can see the curiosity on Aspen's face, but she doesn't question me. It'll be easier just to show her, anyway. I'm slower as a human than as a fox, but it doesn't take us long to reach our destination. Ta-da! Here we are.
And this is where?
Home sweet home, or at least it was. My den is even worse condition now than it was last time I came. I actually have to spend a moment looking for the exact spot. Once I find it, I move aside some of the brushes built up over the heap of mud. This was my den. I lived here until Juliet let me move into the library with her blocks of cheese. I buried food that I stole in the ground to save it for later, so everything was at least a little dirty. And when it rained, my ceiling would turn into my floor. Still, it was one of the nicer dens I made, if I do say so myself. And I've made lots of dens. But now that I've had my own bed, pillows and stuff, it'd be hard to sleep in a hole in the ground again. Looking around, Aspen nods. She picks up a branch that's fallen halfway into the clat's burrow.
I do love what you've done with the place, though. Ceiling on the floor or not.
Well, if you ever need a break from your apartment. We both laugh, and I hope Aspen believes me. The same way that she feels about me, I feel about her. She paces around a little bit, exploring the area. Not that there's much to see. Eventually, she returns to my side.
And thank you for showing me all the same. Even if it's better, I know it can't be easy just to turn your life around 100%.
There are things I miss sometimes, but trust me, I like what I have now way more. If I didn't want to be with you, I wouldn't be. I'm really good at running away from things I don't like. Just hit the bricks. I'm not going anywhere.
I've seen that for myself. It's true.
Exactly. So I mean everything I say to you. Everything. I don't mind at all, but standing with her next to what used to be my den, it feels like a strange collision of my past and present. It's taken some getting used to, and there are still things that surprise me or that are tough to deal with in my everyday life. When I dug this hole, I never would have guessed it'd be the last time. Before Aspen and before Wellington, I never had anything else to go back to. But being here and seeing what I did leave behind, I don't regret that life, but I don't miss it. Every day is better with Aspen in it, and Juliet as well. Hi, Juliet.
Oh yeah, her. She exists.
Yeah. I just have to do my best to make sure that's true for them, too. Judging by the way Aspen holds my hand as we go back down the mountain, and the way she laughs at all my dumb jokes, I feel like I'm doing an okay job so far.
Oh, we actually have a choice. Mon, do you
Yeah.
want to choose where we're going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the park, Mount Victoria, Oriental Bay, the waterfront, the botanical garden,
Cuba Street.
the Bell House. Just pick a place. It's all like randomized lines.
Yeah. Let's go to
Go to the
Wawa.
water.
Wawa.
The waterfront is always a bit of a tourist hotspot, but I suppose I'm not immune to being curious about tourist attractions. This time I take notice of a capsule machine that dispenses fortunes.
Oh,
I don't know how much I believe in fortune telling because I don't know that much about it. But this machine's whole gimmick is that it has a magical golden fish in it that supposedly came out of the bay and laid its eggs to tell your fortune. Of course, the fish is fake, and its eggs are little round capsules that you exchange a coin for. Just so happens I have a coin rolling around with the lint in my pocket, so I give it a go. The golden fish wriggles artificially as the machine groans with age and releases a fish egg. Hee hee, it's a little bit cute. I see why the tourists like this thing. I pop the orange capsule open and take the paper that's inside. Your smile brings joy to everyone around you, it says. That's really nice, but it's not a fortune, is it? Unless smiling at people is going to bring me some kind of good luck. I guess I'll just try it to be safe.
Oh, we have to go to the park. Uh-oh.
Only a few days later, after I agreed to be with the play with Lena and Cyrus, it's time for the first rehearsal. Even though I'm not going to be as involved in it as they are, I still want to see what everything is like. I head to the park and find the area that's been set up to practice. When I get there, I find a bunch of people waiting, more than any of the other activities I've tried with Lena. Most of them are reading through the thick packets of paper, standing alone or in small groups. Lena's one of the people on her own until I go and join her.
hey, mijo, ready to be a tree?
As ready as I'll ever be. What about you? Are you nervous?
Me? Nervous? No way.
So that only happens when it comes to Cyrus, huh?
What the fuck you talking about, Vince? Maybe I just a little. That's different though. I'm gonna forget you. Hey, you should go find him and get a copy of the script too.
It isn't hard to locate Cyrus. He's surrounded by a few boxes of props, snacks, and other supplies. Like mac and cheese.
Whoa.
Like
What?
Lena promised, or maybe threatened, he's been included in our check-in calls to make sure he remembers me. He nods when he sees me approaching.
Oh, it's my favorite tree.
Hey, Lena says I should get a copy of the script.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to kill you to get some paper. To make copy. Oh wait, you're not actually. You're doing a good job at playing a tree. Tricked me. That's a pretty good idea. Let me find yours.
Yeah, you're pretty good at being a tree, too.
What?
Huh?
Huh?
He digs through a bunch of copies of the script until he finds one with my name on it.
Oh yeah, here you go. I marked all the parts where you'll be on stage.
I flip through the pages. A few sections are circled in red pen. I'm glad he did that, because it'd take me a long, long time to read through the whole thing on my own.
Feel free to relax for today. We'll do some dry reads and not much else.
Okay, I can do that. I wander back to Lena, who's boldly speaking to no one.
And then I told him, yo, you can't have that coffee. I ain't put salt in it. And then he slapped me. And
Lena,
then
you're
I
reading lines.
suplexed him through the window. Oh, but mother, today is my birthday. It is not necessary to...
She stops, shaking her head.
Maybe a bit more whiny. Oh, mijo, tell me which one of you think sounds better.
She repeats the line she was just practicing twice. Just like when she made a drink to compete with Aspen, I have a hard time telling the difference. The second one, man.
Ah, you like my Scottish accent, do ya? I thought so too. In ballet, you don't have to worry about talking or sounding good. This is harder than I thought.
Have you done the ballet version before?
Nah, but I've seen others perform it a million times. How hard can it be? I'm sure I'd end up doing it someday if I stuck with ballet.
Why'd you quit? I never really got the chance to ask before. Lena looks off into the distance, seeming unusually serious. Her wings sag and she bites her lip.
It's kind of complicated.
Okay, Avril Lavigne.
Wow. Mostly because my parents really wanted me to do it. Like, really wanted me to, like, projecting themselves onto me and trying to live through me, kind of wanting to do it. Ballet or dancing or anything like that. But I'm just like, hell no! Can you get any more cliche than a swan girl doing ballet? Or any of that stuff? That's one of the reasons I wasn't too sure about saying yes to Cyrus.
I don't get it. What's so bad about that?
They're always like, do this, do that, it's a tradition, it's expected, blah blah blah. I don't want to live my life like that, you know? I want to do my own thing.
So you quit ballet because you don't like it.
Well, I do like it, and I'm good at it too. But if I keep doing it, it wouldn't be for myself. Does that make any sense?
I think so. It reminds me of some of the conversations I've had with Aspen and Juliet, where they encourage me to do things for myself. Lena's in the same situation, but from a different angle.
Anyway, now that I've said yes to doing this, I'll do my best. I gotta be the best actor in the whole performance.
That sounds more like the Lena I know. I let her practice her lines to me, sometimes saying the lines for other characters if she asks for it. Eventually, Cyrus calls everyone together to do some parts as a group. I sit on the sideline to watch. Both Lena and Cyrus give it their all, just like Lena promised. Some of the other actors sound a little bored or unsure of themselves, but those two don't have any issues. It's like they talk to themselves all the time. After a while, Cyrus calls an end to the rehearsal. We all go to our separate ways until next time.
Wow.
The first guests of the day are the school kids from last Friday. They enter one at a time, not struggling with the door this time. The girl I talked to before, Cello, comes over to the desk.
Good morning, Miss Miho.
Morning! How'd your project go?
We're still working on it.
Some of us are. Some of us just want to wander around.
It's not wandering. You have a destination.
I'm gonna be New Yorker now. Around isn't a destination.
They remind me of Lena and Aspen. Cello sighs and rubs her face. She must have put up with this a lot.
Well, that's why I wanted to come again for Miss Miho's advice again.
Again?
Yeah, you have met her before.
What?
Have you met her? Fuck.
What? She just helped us a couple days ago.
Who?
What the
Pippa and
fuck?
Armin look at each other, confused. Even with her back to me, I can tell Cello is too. I got so used to my friends remembering me that I didn't even think about how weird it was for Cello to remember. As strange as it is, it just feels like another mystery instead of a life-changing event. Another question that I can't answer. I don't have to explain it. No one does. In other words, it's not worth dwelling on.
Gonna gaslight this kid?
I just shrug at Cello and smile, the same way I've seen Aspen do sometimes. It's fine. It's just a thing that happens.
What the fuck's going on?
The young mermaid doesn't look totally convinced, but she nods all the same. I've also seen Aspen do that plenty of times too.
Well, if it's fine with you, I had another question to ask.
Ask away.
Last time you told me about your favorite place. Are there any other spots in Wellington that you like?
She looks back at her friends, who are both distracted by some of the library decorations.
We're having a little trouble settling on a topic.
No.
The girl, Pippa, hurries over to the desk. I didn't even think she was listening.
Do you think that you could show us around town?
Pippa.
Ah, that's a lot to ask. Don't you think?
Now all three of them are on my desk.
She can say no. Like, she's allowed to.
She's working. She can't just up and leave.
Actually, there still aren't any other patrons yet. I don't think Juliet would mind, as long as I come back. I can't spend all day, but I can show you a couple places.
Really? Are you sure?
Yep. All three of them look at each other and then grin in unison. The first place I take them is to the top of Mountain Victoria. This was one of the first places I went to when I came to Wellington.
It's so beautiful.
Cello and Armin both stand at the railing, looking out at the city the same way I first did. I wonder if they're feeling the same things I did. Pippa's right behind them, with a notebook in one hand and a pencil in the other. At first, I think she's writing, but like Aspen would be, but when I walk a little bit closer, I see that she's drawing instead. In a few quick strokes, she sketches out the shape of the railing and the slope of the mountain. A few scribbled boxes turn into buildings and houses. You're really good. Pippa's head jerks up, surprised.
Thanks.
Despite saying that, her face turns red and she snaps the book shut.
Armand?
What? Oh, shit. Oh, look at this.
Narration?
Both Pippa and I turn to see Armand and Cello standing by the binoculars. Cello puts her eyes to them, but then pulls back, frowning.
I can't see anything.
Oh, here. I fish around in my pocket until I find a couple coins and hand them to Armand.
Thanks.
He feeds them into the machine for pigs, and Cello's old if I look around.
Damn.
Whoa. I can see so many pigs in here.
She pans slowly from side to side before letting Armand have a turn. He looks all over, bouncing the lens up and down.
Pippa, do you want to try look at all these oinkers?
For a second, she considers it, but then Pippa shakes her head.
It's... And, like, let's see something else. I don't want to look at cops.
Next, we walk down to the waterfront where the Red Lobster is. Where the market is, I mean. The sea is as blue as I've ever seen it.
Oh, it'd be nice to go for a swim.
Maybe for some of us.
Is there an ocean near where you guys are from?
Oh no, but there's a giant lake and ton of canals.
Your accent keeps changing, Armand.
What you mean by it? Cello spends basically all of her time in them.
Hey, okay.
I'd rather take a boat than an airship when possible,
Wait, what the
even
hell?
if it's slower.
To swim all the way here if you could.
Huh.
So, there's just something about being on your own with the ocean where you feel like you belong.
What the hell?
What if we did our project out about this beach?
Oh, definitely don't belong in the ocean. Can we pick something else?
I'm with Armand on this one. It's the same as any other ocean.
You guys just can't see it, I guess.
Doga? Although she looks a little disappointed, Cello keeps going with a shrug and a smile. We take my usual path and end up back at Cuba Street. Like always, it's alive with all sorts of people, all doing all sorts of things. Oh, someone's stealing a sandwich. And as we're walking, our man suddenly stops dead in his tracks and points.
Are those movie cameras? Are they filming something?
Without waiting for an answer, he runs off towards the corner of the street that's fenced off. Huh, that fence wasn't there before. Armand comes to a stop against the fence and wraps his fingers around one of the links. Sure enough, there's a whole crew of people operating cameras and other gear.
Oh, they really are making a movie.
What do you think it'll be about?
What the fuck? A few people sitting on a bench across the street are dressed in costumes, although it looks like they're taking a break. One of them carries a big staff, and another is messing with a necklace that he's wearing. Most of them have swords at their side. Oh my god, it's Lord of the Rings.
Cosplay?
Some kind of documentary, maybe?
Maybe.
A burly man with a short mustache notices and stops in our direction. Does Brevi want to do this one?
Hey, you kids, scram. Get out of here.
We're just.
Yeah. I don't care what you were just doing. Move it.
Disappointed, all four of us head back to a more crowded part of the street. I glance over my shoulder to see if the guy who whispered at us is still watching.
Threatening
I
whisper.
am. Keep it going. Keep it going.
He is, and he makes a grumpy gesture at me and I turn back around.
Also, fuck you.
What? Okay. Sometimes I remember why I used to not like humans.
Like, what a jerk.
Yeah, sorry, Armand.
Oh, it's okay. I gotta see a little bit at least.
His voice comes out kind of shaky, like maybe it isn't okay. But I don't think he'd want us to point that out. I might know a way to cheer them all up. Okay, one more stop. The familiar ring of the Bell House's door greets us as we walk in. I hold the door for the three kids, who all trail in.
And welcome to... Miho?
Welcome to the rest of them, too. We have 5 sprites on screen. Wow.
Oh, yes, of course. Welcome to the Bell House.
Peppa looks from Aspen to me and then back.
Like, are you two dating?
Huh?
Identified as gay immediately.
How could you tell?
Peppa shrugs.
I just know the look of a homosexual.
Oh, yes, we are. That's why I was rather surprised to see my girlfriend. You must be the students from out of town, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You already knew about us? What?
I heard a bit from Miho. Anyway, it's nice to meet you. What would you like to drink? Then I'll be on the house.
That means it's free. Peppa gives me a strange look.
I know what it means.
Aspen bites her lip to keep from laughing, but I can see in her eyes. I smile too. The 3 kids place their orders and then go to sit down while I stay at the counter.
Babysitter for a day?
They wanted me to show them around the town a little bit, and I need to go back to the library soon though.
A guided tour of Wellington for Miho? How can I sign up?
Just ask. Although your boss might not be as happy about you skipping work as mine.
True. maybe I should take the store position after all, so I could make my own hours.
Oh, sweetie, that's not how that works.
No.
Oh yeah,
It's
I forgot
really
all
not.
about that. Oh yeah, I forgot about all that. Are you still thinking about whether you're not to do it?
Oh dear God, I'm not doing it. I mean, yes. It's practically all I can think about when I'm here. I have to give Regina an answer by next month, though. I'll talk to you about it later, though. What would you like to drink?
Surprise me.
All right. I'll be back in a bit.
Okay, see you soon. While she goes into the back, I sit down at the table in the corner with the 3 students. The cafe is fairly busy, with many of the tables populated by humans and fabled alike. Our area is relatively empty, though. Peppa has her notebook in her lap and it looks to be drawing again, although she angles the book so no one can see it.
Thanks for taking us around today, Miss Mayhell. We definitely won't forget you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sure we'll be able to settle up on a topic after this, right?
Armand nods under Cello's withering glare.
Right.
Right.
Pippa, on the other hand, doesn't seem to notice. She's fully absorbed in whatever she's working on.
Pippa, do you have any ideas?
No response. Sighing, Cello just rests her head on the table instead of trying to get Pippa's attention again.
I still think we should make it about the ocean.
Pippa's kind of right, though. It's hard to make the ocean seem special. What about the movie crew? Just without the guy at the end.
Would that really be showing off Wellington itself?
Maybe not.
For a moment, everything is silent in our corner, other than the scratch of Pippa's pencil. Then she smacks that down on the table and turns her notebook around for us to see. Even as the sketches, Edith and I identify the Bell House. There are a few changes, like the plants and decorations, but it's still unmistakable. She's drawn it from the outside with an overhead view right beside it. There are the tables populated by people that I hope aren't supposed to be us.
Wow, Pippa.
May I see it?
Pippa reluctantly hands the notebook to Cello, who holds it so I can see better too. The Bell House isn't the only thing she drew, though. Part of the street outside is shown, including some sketches of statues and storefronts that we walked past. Across from her, Pippa waits anxiously.
I thought that a coffee shop might show us how all the different kinds of people exist here. It's like a place that like everyone loves, like no matter where you come from. At least, like, that's what I was thinking.
I think that's beautiful.
Aspen's shoes click against the floor as she approaches us, with a tray balanced in her hand. Stopping at our table, she picks up the first of 3 drinks and hands it to Pippa.
Here's some milk just for you, growing children and all. Sorry, I couldn't help it over here, but I often think of the Bell House the same way. It's something I love about this place. In fact, I first met Miho here.
Pippa's eyes go wide.
Oh my god. The gays
Whoa.
meet hair?
Oh my god.
I wondered the same.
Cello sets the notebook down on the table before taking a sip of her drink. Her eyes light up when she does.
That's some good milk. Wow, this is some really good shit.
Armand nods vigorously in agreement.
I'm glad you like them. Miho, I forgot your drink at the bar. Would you like to come get it?
Oh, sure. You totally didn't forget it, did you? Behind me,
Wow.
I'm pretty sure all three of the kids snicker amusedly. Huh. At the counter, Aspen hands me a steaming cup. I breathe in the scent and try to identify it, but I can't. What's in it?
Fries, remember? And tell me what you think.
I take a small sip, being careful not to burn my mouth. No,
What if it has
chug that
this?
shit.
What if it has this the salt in it?
At once, a variety of flavors meld together. There's chocolate for sure, but not overly sweet chocolate. Then there's also coffee, but it's not that bitter. On top of that, there's another taste, one that I recognize but can't. Oh my god, it's cheese. I love it.
Phew. I was afraid I may have used too much chocolate.
Nah, everything was perfect. But what's in it besides coffee and cocoa?
Not cocoa. Real melted dark chocolate.
Jeez.
We only put shavings on drinks, but this was a special one. The other flavor is lavender. Sometimes people don't like the flowery taste, but I thought you might enjoy it.
Definitely. What's it called? I'll order it again for sure.
It doesn't have a name yet, actually. I'll try to think of one. In the meantime, I'll write down the recipe so I don't forget.
I take another sip, as good as the first.
May I try it?
Of course. I pass the cup to Aspen, who stares at it just for a moment before pressing it to her lips. I know what you're thinking.
An indirect kiss. Oh,
Oh.
wow. That's perfect if I do say so myself.
She takes another sip. Hey, don't drink it all! Chuckling,
Right.
Aspen returns the beverage. Oh,
Sorry, it was just sweeter because your lips were on it.
Yo!
I'll make my own during my break. It was really nice.
is that soon?
Unfortunately, not. In fact, I should probably get back to work before too long. If Lena catches me, I'll never hear the end of it.
Oh god, Lena's here?
Oh no.
Unfortunately. Like, literally.
Alright, I won't keep distracting you then. I should get back to the library. Although... I look back at the kids, who are all hovering over Pippa's notebook as she sketches more.
Fine. They can stay here. I don't think there'll be any trouble, and I'm sure it'll be easier for them to get back to their class.
You sure? Thanks.
Of course. Talk to you later.
Of course.
Oh, where can we go?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
We
So
could
many
go
choices.
anyway.
So many except for
Yeah.
the dinner home.
We can't
You
go
go
home, or
there.
we can't go home.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to choose, they can. I'm gonna take a bite of this Pop-Tart, and as soon as I finish chewing, I'll make a choice.
Yo, like what flavor Pop-Tart is it?
It's strawberry with the white cream on top of the sprinkles.
Whoa.
Oh yeah,
That's-
that's the good one.
It's also a generic brand.
I mean,
so
I've noticed that sometimes the Pop-Tarts are better if they're generic. Like sometimes some of the flavors are better. It's weird.
let's
Oh.
go to Mount Victoria.
Okay.
As I'm walking up the road, I come across a rare sight. A mother duck and her orderly row of ducklings are carefully crossing the street. Quack, 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 quack.
Quack, quack, quack.
Mostly only bikers and hikers come up this way, so I don't think they're at any particular risk. But it is a little bit anxiety-inducing watching the mother duck moving so slowly and meticulously with her babies in tow. Move it along, miss! Finally, they reach the safety of the grass and waddle their way furiously into the bushes. I let out a breath I didn't realize I was holding.
So dramatic.
That night, as I'm laying in bed watching TV, my phone buzzes in the windowsill, startling me. It's Aspen. Hello?
Oh, I didn't wake you, did I?
Nah, I was still up. But I thought you went to bed hours ago. Is everything okay?
I did, and yes, I'm fine. I woke up to get some water and saw that I had an email, and after I read it, I couldn't wait to tell you. Are you ready?
Sure. She clears her throat and gulps down some water before she starts. Oh, me too.
Dear Miss Benet, we've read your draft and we're very impressed with what we've seen so far. At the moment, it's a couple steps away from being what we're looking for, but we'd like to fix that. One of our representatives will be in the Wellington area this Friday. Would you be available for dinner to discuss more? Best regards, Avery Frost, editor.
I bolt upright in bed as if Aspen were telling me in person. Whoa! So they're gonna do it? They're gonna publish your book?
Well, it sounds like there are still some details to be worked out, but
Congratulations! Masha is now playing Stardew Valley.
Oh, look at that! I'm just
What?
testing.
How interesting.
It's a good thing Julian doesn't sleep during the night. I can hear her laugh through the phone and can't keep a grin off my own face.
thank you. Thank you. Oh, wait a moment. I'm not dreaming, am I?
Nope, the update for 1.6 Stardew Valley did come out.
I've been so excited for that. Did you know that it takes the same amount of time to swing downwards as any other direction?
Whoa.
I know, it's so exciting. But good. Lately, I keep thinking that my life has been going far too well. And surely I'll have to wake up soon and find that none of it was real.
No way, although it sounds like maybe you should go back to bed.
Probably. I'm not sure I'll be able to fall asleep again, though.
Wanna come over? Juliet's awake too. She laughs again.
It's tempting, but I shouldn't. Tomorrow, though, after I get off work.
We're gonna celebrate?
You damn right we are. Let's go somewhere. Just the two of us.
Red Lobster?
As long as I'm not paying.
Well, sure, like where?
I don't know. Figure it out when we get there.
Of course. So you have breakfast then? Aspen yawns, causing me to yawn too.
Alright. I get the message. Good night, Miho. I love you.
I love you too. Good night. Settling back down to bed, I can't keep a smile off my face, even as my eyes get heavier. If anyone deserves some good news, it's Aspen. I'm so glad she can stop worrying so much now. Haha.
Haha. Sounds like you
Hey!
know something.
Does anyone want to choose a place where to go now?
Yeah. Go anywhere except home or the den.
And then. If not, I'm gonna take a bite of this Pop-Tart and then choose a place when I finish chewing.
Yeah, if you don't choose, Intensa's gonna eat more Pop-Tarts, and then I don't know.
The park.
Park.
Kids in the park are flying kites today. They come in all different shapes and sizes, with some trailing ribbons and some in bird-like formation, all of them colorful and easy to spot, even as they drift higher and higher into the sky. Whenever I've seen kites before, I didn't understand the appeal of watching something pretend to fly, but I try to use my imagination a little and picture them like the kids do. Real flying creatures or machines like an airship from a certain Otome game.
Oh no, it's going down.
Oh, and it hit the Queen of England.
Watch yourself, Queen.
I guess a lot of toys are like this. Strange, pointless, fascinating little diversions. Like Tuesday reading streams. Well, not pointless. I love them. I can't help but being a little jealous. Maybe I'll make one for myself next time. Can I make a kite? Question mark?
I don't know. Can you?
Even more gorgeous than I remember.
The grand entrance of the Botanic Gardens is pretty impressive. Decorated with flowers and trees and more. It's even closer to the wilds I remember than Victoria's Forest Star.
Of course, last time I was rather distracted by the circumstances.
Is that why you wanted to come back?
Game?
Game?
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. And this time I intend to enjoy it to its fullest.
After meeting up with Aspen at the Bell House, we took a bus to get here. It dropped us off at the same gate that Julia and I arrived at last time.
Man, I wonder where Julian is.
Eating her cheese. Hand to hand, like always, we drift like bumblebees from flower patch to flower patch. Aspen stops to admire the plants, and I admire Aspen. Getting that email really seems to have cheered her up. There's a bounce in every step we take together. What kind of flowers are those?
I have no idea. They're pretty though, aren't they?
They sure are. Like a flower, when I saw Aspen for the first time all those months ago, I thought she was pretty, but the colorful petals at our feet can't actually compare to her. That rainy day in the library, she didn't even know I was there. I never could have imagined how our lives would intertwine from then on. But it's everything we've been through since then, all the things I've come to learn and know about her, that make her beautiful. We both talked about that day and everything after a lot. Still, I don't get tired of thinking or hearing about it. Every day just makes me appreciate her more. Turning away from the flowers, Aspen sees me looking at her and tilts her head.
Smiling about all of a sudden.
You! Earning myself a kiss on the cheek, we resume our journey through the gardens. The winding road takes us past more flowers, through forests and across ponds. Everywhere you look, there's something new to see. For the most part, I let Aspen lead us, content to see whatever she wants to see, even when that means standing around for a couple minutes while she reads the tiny words on the big signs. The sun begins to set, our walk getting gradually darker, but neither of us are in a rush to leave. When we round another corner, we reach a new area of the park that we haven't seen before. A small river runs along the path, and on one side there's a large embankment. Trees with long, saggy branches run along the top, making a curtain along the top of it. Some of the branches glisten with water, but some sparkle with something else. I point to one, getting Aspen's attention. Hey, what's that?
What?
She follows my line of sight, and then her eyes light up when she sees it.
Oh,
We both hurry over to where something small and blue hangs from one of the branches, glowing like a firefly. There are silky threads hanging from the trees too. They look kind of like spider webs, but softer. Is it a fairy?
wait. They're glowworms.
She reaches a hand up, cupping the bright orb without touching it. Oh. Worms? Would you still love me if I was one?
Of course I would, Mio. Yes, look.
I look. Sure enough, there's a bug attached to the light. Well, maybe it's the other way around. It's almost as pretty as the flowers. Are they magical?
Just unique. Wellington is somewhat famous for them, in fact. There should be more nearby. Shall we look for them?
Sure, let's go. We follow the embankment, peering among the trees and dirt for another glimpse of light. There are other people around inspecting the same areas we are. We spot a couple isolated bugs, all alone like the first one we encountered. For a while, this seems to be it. However, as the night begins to set in and the sun disappears behind the hills, that starts to change. Before our eyes, lights gradually appear as more and more glowworms take their places, like candles being lit in the dark. The blue-green webbing almost seems to hover in midair at parts, since we can't see the trees themselves as easily. Finally, we come to a part of the ridge that brings us both to a halt. A big willow tree droops down, making a web of its own out of branches that even reach past other nearby trees. Glowworms hang from them like holiday lights. There are more here than we saw on the way combined. When we first arrived at the gardens, Aspen remarked on how gorgeous it was. Now, she's speechless. She takes a step forward and then another, drawn like a moth to a flame. I stay at her side, impressed by the glowworms, but unable to take my eyes off Aspen again. Her eyes wide and mouth agape, she's the most easy to read person I've ever met. The simple way she always wears her awe on her face and her heart on her sleeve, even when she tries to hide her feelings. To me, that's another thing to love about her. I've already seen it happen a few times. Aspen, who always tries to have the perfect words, finds herself at a loss for them so often. Everything she feels so much. As scary as it may have seemed at one time, as we became friends and then more than friends, it's something I've come to admire. She says that meeting me was destiny, or that maybe she just got lucky. I don't know a thing about destiny, but I know the second part is wrong, or at least only half true. I'm the lucky one here. Hey, Aspen?
Huh?
Still entranced, she turns her head to face me, and I lean forward to kiss her. I'm not used to having the right words or any words at all, so I hope I could say everything I want to with a kiss. Her eyes flutter shut behind her glasses. She smells faintly of coffee and flour. Her lips taste like love.
Shut up.
I hope she knows just how much she's made my life better, just by existing, just by being her. We part, but just barely, foreheads together. She smiles, the light in her eyes brighter than the one around us.
Was that for? Not that I mind, of course.
Just because. I was thinking about how lucky I am to be able to do that.
I see. In that case.
She kisses me again. Just because?
Because I love you, and so you'll keep doing that.
That's the easiest promise I've ever made. Eventually we walk away, letting some of the other searchers enjoy that spot. We follow the winding path through the garden some more, taking our time and stopping to admire anything that catches our eyes. There are plenty of those, not just the flowers and trees, but the lamp-lit pathways and streams, too. At the end, we leave from the gate we entered through, taking a shuttle back into town. I walk with Aspen to her apartment before we part ways for the night. Holding my hands outside her door, she gives me one last kiss.
Thank you for a perfect evening, Miho.
It was your idea to go there, so thank you.
It was only perfect because we were there together, though. Just take the compliment, silly.
Fine. Smiling, Aspen steps forward and hugs me, envelop me in that coffee and flower scent.
Shall I see you tomorrow then?
Yeah, I already can't wait.
There. Good night, Miho.
Good night. With a final wave, Aspen disappears into her apartment. I make my way back to the library feeling lighter than air.
Oh, we can only go home.
We go home.
Only
I've
home.
only been home for a little bit when I decide to step out into the night again. My last encounter with Sylvia the Hedgehog didn't go so well. I lost so many rings, but it hasn't made me any less determined to talk to her. Not just because of my magic, but what she might be able to tell me about it. It's because I also want to help her. I know that I can't tell her that outright, but every passing day that I spend with Aspen or with Juliet, it makes me more confident in my decision to stay around Wellington. While I don't expect things to go exactly the same way for Silver as they did for me, I hope that maybe someday that she'll want to change too. Make my way to Mount Victoria doesn't take very long. Just like last time, I changed forms to search for Silver's scent, locking on and following through the forest. I eventually find her in the two-legged form, sitting on a log with her back to me. For some reason, I'm surprised. I just assumed she spent most of her time as a fox. I changed forms myself. Somehow, I don't think she's noticed me yet. I'm not sure if I should call out to get her attention or what. I don't think she'd like being surprised, but there probably isn't any chance she'd be excited to see me regardless. Taking a step, I have my decision made for me. The snap of a branch under my foot gives me away. Snap. Damn it. Sure enough, Silver spins around, her eyes going from shock to annoyance when she sees me. She leaps to her feet in a fluid motion, while I hold up my empty hands to show I'm not a threat.
Stupid dog. You made me look bad. Learn to obey when you've given a command. I told you not to come back here.
Oops, guess I must not have heard that part. I didn't bother to make a plan for how to convince her to talk to me, since she has a tendency to mess up any plans I try. She snorts 3 times in derision and transforms as she turns back away from me. In a flash, she's taken off. Not this time. I change forms and run off after her, with Escape the City playing.
Rolling
tricky.
around at the speed
of sound. Not just fast, she also darts back and forth, weaving around trees as she tries to get away. I don't let her, instead keeping her in my sights even though she manages to stay ahead. The forested area isn't very big, but she backtracks so much that it feels huge. If we were in other forms, I'm sure she'd be shouting taunts at me, or obscenities. Instead, it's gravely silent, other than the soft sound of our paws on the leaves and moss. Silver eventually gives up on trying to confuse me, instead puts on a burst of speed, pulling farther and farther away from me. Why is she so determined to run away? And why am I so determined to catch her? The first part isn't tough to answer, because running away is easy. I understand, because until recently, that was exactly what I would have done too. But the second part, that's harder to say. I push myself as well, trying to run faster like Silver. It's hard though, and my legs are already aching. I have to start relying on my ears and nose, not just eyes, to track her. Suddenly I see her again, not that far out of reach. When she spots me, I can see her try to dash again. Only this time she doesn't seem to be able to pull it off either. That's when I notice her limp. It's subtle enough that I can only tell when I'm closer up to her like this, but one of her back legs is definitely giving her trouble, and is starting to slow her down. When it becomes clear I'm going to catch her, she abruptly halts, transforming back in a flash. I scramble to bring myself to a stop and change too, almost collapsing backwards onto the ground. My lungs feel like they're on fire, but I stay on my feet. Silver doesn't move, her back still to me, even as I see her chest heave while she catches her breath. She clenches a fist, illuminated by the light from her bead.
Why? Why won't you leave me alone?
Because I'm the Iblis Trigger, Silver.
I found you, the Iblis Trigger. Time to die, Sonic. Told you to stay away. Aren't dogs supposed to be good at listening?
I ignore her. I couldn't give her an answer she'd accept anyway. Why are you limping? Did you hurt your leg? Silence, not that I was expecting an answer myself. But then slowly, her fingers uncurl.
No, someone else did. Why do you care, Sonic?
For the first time, there's less of a sharp edge to her words. For once, it sounds like a genuine question. Because you exist, I guess. I've never met another hedgehog, but I feel like I know you, at least a little bit. We probably have more in common than you think, or admit.
Pathetic.
I don't know if she's talking about me or not. Finally, she looks up and glares at me, staring right into my eyes. I'm not sure how I want to come across to her. Friendly? Trustworthy? Brave? Whatever we do have in common, she is also a total mystery. Even at my most alone, I was never as wild as she was.
Fine then, I'll tell you. Listen well, hedgehog. I won't repeat myself.
Folding her arms, Silver turns her back on me and looks up at the stars. This is all Silver's.
Oh my god. The forest I called home belonged to a man, as all forests do in their minds. Every day to live was to be in fear of their cruel weapons that would tear you apart if you ever saw them. All creatures of the forest are prey to Sate Man's hunger for violence. I learned to run, for there is no other choice but death, to hide from their stinking horses and craven hounds, survive. Yet for all my running, so much running, Sonic, and for all my fear, one day I too found myself fleeing for my life, slavering beasts at my heels. There was a crack as one of their weapons rang out. finding its mark on my leg. Despite the pain, I kept running for as long as I could before collapsing into the bush. I knew I was going to die, but there was nothing I could do about it. Nothing but quiver and dread, useless and pathetic. I thought I would choke it on the fear. Instead, as the first of the hunters arrived, sadistic pleasure in their eyes, the pain in my throat became something else. In that moment, it transformed me. I was more than a pitiful fox. I became something greater, something powerful. In a flash, the fear came from them instead. They screamed the same way we foxes do, in agony and terror. The pain I felt was nothing compared to the euphoria of strength. It served me greater than fear had, and it was not only my blood that nurtured the forest that day. I knew that my wounds would heal in time, but that power would never leave me. They did, and it hasn't. Never again will I suffer a human to harm me, or anyone else.
Oh my god, I'm eating a fucking Pop Tart.
Oh,
Are you
Spinning
eating a
back ar-
Pop-Tart while I am monologuing Sonic?
Spinning back around, her eyes shine in the moonlight.
Never again. I told you before that we are nothing alike. I would never eat Pop-Tarts.
She's wrong. She does eat Pop Tarts.
I would never.
I could see myself reflected in her harsh gaze. I could have been her so easily.
Well, what is it, hedgehog? Have you finally learned to hold your tongue?
I'll make you eat those words! Something about her finally clicks. Something in her words makes sense. The way she tells me so much even as she tells me to leave. The way she keeps asking for my thoughts. She desperately wants me to respond. I'm sorry. All that stuff that happened to you is terrible. I can see why you hate humans so much. Her eyes widen, then instantly narrow.
Oh, has a thought dared to enter that empty brain of yours, Sonic?
Yeah, I'd probably hate humans too if I'd gone through what you did, Silver. The hedgehog. Even though I did it, I still spent most of my life trying to avoid them and everyone else. Everyone but one person. I pause, waiting for her to interrupt me, but she doesn't. That's a good sign, right? I also got my leg hurt by humans back then. Back when I was a fox. I stepped on one of their traps and couldn't get out. I also thought I was gonna die. But instead, my person set me free, even though they weren't my person yet, and they put a bandage on my leg and helped it get better. I'd probably still have a limp today if they hadn't. Silver scoffs but doesn't interject.
Ah!
Until I came here and met Aspen and Juliet and her blocks of cheese, I thought my person was the only one worth knowing, human or not. I didn't want them to talk to me either. But now I'm glad that they did. I search her face, trying to get a glimpse of what she might be thinking or feeling, but her expression is as stony as ever. I could keep going, but I'm not sure it would be a good idea or not. I'm probably already wearing on her patience.
Leave it there.
This is-
Keep going.
Your choice, chat.
Yay!
Or I will choose.
Yay!
Yay!
We're gonna keep monologuing at her, or are we just gonna leave it there?
Let's see. Keep going.
Keep going.
Since she still hasn't cut me off, I decide to keep talking. Who knows when I'll have another chance. You could try that too, you know. I could even introduce you to my friends. I haven't told them about you yet. They don't have any idea you exist, but I'm sure they'd be just as nice to you as they were to me. Not all people are bad. Humans are fabled. There are good ones too, just like there are probably good and bad Gumiho. All I get in response is a cold stare. Well, it's not like I really expected her to say yes. At least I tried. From the way she veggies, I can tell we're getting near the point where Silver's going to decide she's had enough and run away. Before she can do that, there's something I have to know. Hey,
What?
I never asked you before, but what is your name? She sneers, looking glad to have a reason to be disdainful again.
I have no need for one. If I wished to be known by anyone, they wouldn't use a name. My name is Silver the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I used to be like that too. That's how I end up calling myself Mimo, too.
How clever. Mimo, is it?
Which is why I've been calling you Silver in my head. So I'll just keep doing that.
Pick something else. It's my name.
Huh? Her response is immediate. I've been expecting a do as you wish or I don't care what a dog thinks of me. But I didn't expect her to have an opinion on my choice. Even Silver looks a bit surprised with herself, like she answered without thinking. She quickly forces back a stoic expression.
I mean, do as you wish.
Oh. If you tell me something else to call you, I will.
I don't care what a dog thinks of me.
Nose in the air, she turns away from me and transforms, bounding off into the shadows like always. This time, I don't try to follow her. She always has to make a show of how little she cares. It took me till tonight to understand that she cares a lot, tsundere. Whereas detached and disinterested as she tries to appear, there are still weaknesses in her armor. Once again, I don't really learn about myself or my magic from the visit to Silver, but still, I don't think it was a waste of time. Not yet, anyways.
Not yet. Oh,
At breakfast the
Juliet.
next morning, she's still thinking about Silver and her story, about how much it has common with mine. Only half listened as Juliet and Aspen talk about a book they've both been reading. Instead, it's nice to just watch them enjoy being around each other. It's easy to miss when you're not looking for it. Of course, you can still miss out on other things like Juliet. It takes me a moment to realize that Aspen is trying to get my attention.
Me?
Shaking my head, I bring my attention back.
Earth to Miho? Is anyone home?
There is now. Just stepped out for a minute, you know? Disassociated and all that shit.
Believe me, I know. I was just asking if something had happened to your bead. It looks brighter again.
It does? Oh man, that'd be embarrassing if Aspen noticed the change before I did. I tug my necklace away from me so I can see it. Sure enough, the glow is stronger than before. Still not as strong as Silver's, though. I swear it wasn't like that when I went to sleep.
Oh, speaking of homes, did you remember that this is mine? I actually live here. Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy, Juliet.
Sorry. And the voices. How can I forget you all? Wait, maybe your bead changed overnight, like your body. Perhaps it needs time to process.
Oh, like cheese!
Yes, like cheese. It takes a while to process. Actually, I believe I've learned something very useful in that regard.
About
I've been doing
cheese?
so much research on cheese. Various types, various kinds. I was able to get in touch with one of the finest cheesemakers in all of Wellington. And one of the curators from the exhibition you saw at Te Papa.
Your mama.
No, I've been mom's owned. Nobody else. I'm not talking about me right now. I meant painting of the Gumiho and asked if he knew anything about them, and he told me a very interesting myth. It says that not only is the Gumiho's bead the source of her magic, but it also requires more magic to sustain itself. Most fabled take their magic from the underworld source, but for those who don't come from the underworld, such as Miho,
It has to come from somewhere else.
Aspen, can you let me have one conversation here? You have had this whole stream. Anyway, sorry. Right, you're so right.
We're all quiet for a moment, as we all come to what I'm sure is the same conclusion.
You're the main character in my story, Juliet.
Thank you so much, as you are in mine.
Haha. The memories.
And the voices. But yes, I believe so. Every time someone forgets about you, I believe your bead retains that memory as a sort of power. There was a second part to the myth as well. Once it's accumulated enough, the Gumiho can take that magic and make it her own, becoming something even more than a Gumiho.
What way?
A Chonho. God, I forgot how to fucking to say Korean words. Both of them look at me.
Pardon?
Junho, I know the word, but not how I know it. As if Julia's explanation unlocked a forgotten memory of my own. That's what I'd be if I swallowed a bead, and when it was ready. Junho, a sky fox. I don't know what it means, but I know it's the next step in my existence, more than a gumiho.
If you swallowed it? I suppose that makes sense, but it hardly sounds pleasant.
It isn't. Have you ever tried swallowing a goddamn bead? Remove my necklace and inspect the bead yet again. The glow must be related to what Juliet was saying. As it's getting closer to being ready. I don't know what the rest of me is, though. But why now? I don't think that many people have forgotten me recently, but it started changing so fast.
It's magic. Even as a boring old human, I can tell you that magic never works how you think it should.
Not just magic, but also myth. Myths tend to have some roots in truth, but are incomplete or warped by retelling. Trust your eyes and your heart, not just what Aspen and I find.
Right. Besides, who knows how much farther it has to go? It could keep getting brighter and brighter for a long time. I'll see if it looks any different this time next week. I was about to mention silver, but managed to catch myself. I can't reveal another hedgehog. I want to tell Aspen and Juliet about her, but not yet. Not until I know her better myself. Not until I can convince her to meet them. And it could take even longer for silver to change than for my bead. Although, now that I think about it, what does the brightness of hers mean? That her bead has stored even more magic than mine? Something about that doesn't feel right. It can't just be about an amount. There has to be something more. I wonder if she even knows what it is. That's one more big question. One more big what if. If I do that, would it mean people stop forgetting about me? If my bead isn't there to steal the memories?
Be very nice.
Indeed, I couldn't say, but I share Aspen's feelings, as I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, I do. Can we share cheese too?
Oh, I have a whole stockpile in the fridge, absolutely.
Oh, hell yeah.
Would you like brie, cheddar, Swiss?
Oh my god, Swiss.
I'll get it.
What are you talking about? Oh, wonderful. Weren't you talking about, building an addition, a nice cheese cellar?
Oh yes, it's already in progress.
There's a
Oh,
cellar?
wonderful.
Me and the voices have been working on it while you two are
We
Oh.
sure
away.
have.
Oh my god, I can hear them too. I locked the necklace back around my neck, along with the voices. The more I learn about my powers, the more conflicted I feel. I know Aspen and Juliet mean well along with the voices, but it's not just something they can understand. They'll never understand. Even though Juliet has magic of her own, it's entirely different than mine. The conversation changes to recent events at the library and Bell House, and none of them mention anything else about magic or Gumiho for the rest of the morning. Whatever is going on, happening to my bead, I need to figure it out for myself.
All right, we'll start this and then we're gonna end it for the night.
I like how this stream started with these two, and it's also going to end with these two.
Hell yeah.
Woohoo!
All right, awesome. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us for more Please Be Happy. We're gonna do this again next week. I don't know how far we're in on this.
Actually made a lot of progress from
Oh,
what
we
I
did?
remember. Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right, so more next week. Maybe it'll be 1 or 2 more streams or 3 streams. I don't fucking know. Anyway,
We'll see.
let's see who we're gonna raid. Who's
Yay.
online? There's too many people online. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
There's so many. I'm so scared.
Or nor.
I'm scared. We're gonna raid Check. Check's still streaming.
Oh. Woohoo!
Wahoo.
Check.
And Check's playing WoW Long, so it's something.
Wow, must be long.
Yeah, he's been streaming for like 4.5 hours. It is pretty long. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week. Everyone say bye.
Bye. Have a good cheese.